Koni the Chihuahua Minasan. Today I am back again in the Third Mile area. Why? Because I have found out that there is a new Laksa store that is selling Laksa at the Big Palm Kopitiam. Okay, so this is very, very close to the Big Mouth Kopitiam, but don't get confused because Big Thumb is Big Thumb, Big Mouth is Big Mouth, but right now we are here to talk about the Laksa. So, not gonna lie, the Laksa is 9 ringgit. So when I ordered it, I did not expect anything much from it, but based on the presentation itself, we have a huge piece of chicken breast and we have two big prawn. It's not definitely not the biggest size prawn that I've seen, but it is still pretty big. Okay, so presentation itself, it looks very decent. It smells nice, but I'm not sure how to actually think about when I actually saw that the egg that they actually served me is a little bit kind of like there's a little bit burn on the egg itself. So like if the soup is good, if the taste is good, I can actually doesn't care about the egg at all. But I mean, I don't really talk about the egg most of the time. So let me start off with the soup immediately right now. Let's go with the soup. Soup looks decent. It looks like authentic laksa soup, not like some laksa store that sell laksa. The soup itself doesn't even look like a laksa soup, but this one, it looks like a laksa soup. It smells like a laksa soup. It tastes like a laksa soup. I mean, and that is a kind of like a given. If you are selling laksa, you would want your laksa to be laksa soup. Okay, so it's like, what am I saying, man? Like, the sambal is a little bit different. It's not like your typical sambal, but there's a lot of chili, like the seed of the chili inside the sambal itself. So I'm really suspecting that the sambal is gonna be really spicy. So I'm really excited to taste it. Not bad. I think the sambal actually gave it kind of like a extra dimension of flavor, which I really love. They did not actually give me the lime, so I'm not sure whether or not it is because they watch my video and they know that I don't use lime, or they just forget to put lime. So I'm gonna go ask the tauke later just to figure out what is the truth. Okay, so next let me move on to the bihun. Bihun looks colorful, means that it is flavorful, hopefully. But let me try the texture. Definitely not the best bihun I've tasted here. Partly is because I think they actually chop it up. Like the bihun, it's not kind of like a long strand of bihun where you can actually slurp and really enjoy the slurping motion of the bihun itself. But flavor is there, definitely. The bihun is a little bit too mushy. It lacks a little bit of kind of like a chewy texture. So I'm not sure how do you actually get the chewy texture in a bihun itself. Maybe it's like after you boil it, you steam it through hot water. You need to directly blanch it under cold water to kind of like stop the cooking process so that it will maintain in an al dente state. Maybe that is the case, but for this soup, I would really love that my bihun to be al dente because the soup is a lot of flavor and it is already a little bit creamy. So if your bihun is too mushy, it's gonna give kind of like a impression that hey, the entire soup is gonna be too, too sian, a little bit too boring. Like there's no layers of texture and all those stuff in the bihun itself. But overall, it's still a pretty nice bowl of laksa after I taste the soup and the bihun. Next, the prawn. So the prawn is decently sized. It's fully deveined. Not that clean though. There's still a little bit of like prawn shit at the at the back of the prawn, but it's okay. It's not fully deshelled. We have 2 prawns only, and the size of the prawn looks decent. Let me try the prawn. The prawn is fresh, so that is definitely a good thing. But I'm not sure why, but even though like the prawn feel fresh, but it lacks the chewiness the of the prawn itself. Like it doesn't have the bouncy texture that I actually found in most of the prawn I ate from the rest of the laksa store. So that is really really interesting. Like the prawn lacks the chewy texture, the bihun also lacks the chewy texture. So I'm not sure like what is the deal here. Maybe something is going on. Like maybe the owner doesn't actually like run cold water through it, and there's a reason, because I felt like a lot of people use cold water to stop the cooking process, to make the food a little bit more chewy at the end of the cooking process, something like that. So yeah, maybe that's the case, I'm not sure. And I also mentioned we have a huge chunk of meat here, so I'm really really excited to kind of like finish this bowl of laksa. And after I finish the bowl of laksa, I'm just gonna give you all kind of like a overall satisfaction level from eating this bowl of laksa. Like there's this one, it doesn't include any theoretical, it doesn't like go in depth into the analytical, but it goes more on the feeling when you're actually eating this bowl of laksa. Okay, so without further ado, bon appetit. Okay, so I have finished this bowl of laksa. I think overall satisfaction level is on a pretty darn high, except for the fact that like I already mentioned regarding the bihun, I felt like lacking the ability to really give in into the slurping motion really really takes away on the experience on eating a bowl of laksa. So maybe this next time just be more attentive on the bihun itself. I felt like when you allow people to go through the slurping motion, I think it's definitely gonna increase on the tastiness feeling of the entire bowl of laksa. Overall, the soup is spicy, it's amazing. Definitely not the best soup I have tasted, but it is spicy, man. Like the spiciness is there, and it has all the necessary spices of a laksa that it should have. But obviously, it doesn't have coconut milk, so it's not the type of soup that is very very thick and all that stuff. And yet, it still managed to capture my heart on the flavor. Okay, so the flavor is definitely there, and it is spicy, which is good. And there's like I said, a huge piece of meat that is also really really fantastic. So the only weakness to this bowl laksa is the bihun, not mainly on the texture and the length on the bihun itself. So overall, this is a pretty decent bowl laksa, and if you really want to come check it out, I'm gonna link the location of the kopitiam in the description below, so you can go check it out. It is I do this for all of my videos, just that I never actually talk about it. So you can find all the location of the laksa in the description of that particular video itself. So with that being said, that's all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.